Hello, hi everyone. Thanks for joining. Welcome to this week's deep dive. My name is Marcus. I'm a customer success manager here at Sendible, and today we are going to talk through our new release for Instagram Reels. I'll be joined, hopefully, by Sarah from our support team. She will join in about 15 minutes, and we can go through any questions you guys have. We do ask that if you have any questions, keep them specific to Instagram Reels. That way we'll have enough time to cover and go over your questions in enough detail. Now, just to give you guys a little guide around, you can see we do have a few options in the bottom right-hand side. So we will have a chat room where I can see people are saying hi. So hello, Anne and Sarah, Lindsay, Peter, Adele. Hope everyone is well. And to the left of the chat tab, if you have the same layout as myself, hopefully, you will see a questions tab. And already Peter has let you know this is where you can ask questions. So please, throughout the webinar, if there's anything I've said or I've not said, as long as it's in relation to Instagram Reels, please get your questions in here and then we'll have a Q&A afterwards. Okay, so for those that have been with us before, you should all know that we like to do a little icebreaker. And icebreaker is actually a good term because it's absolutely boiling. I wish I had some ice. So today's icebreaker is, please, in the chat, let me know where you're from, where you are dialing in from, and what the temperature is right now. So I'm in London, and it is 32 degrees at the moment, and it's just getting hotter. So tomorrow and Saturday is going to be literally boiling for us Londoners. So in the chat, let me know how it compares. So your location and your temperature. Let me know if you're cooler, if it's a bit warmer. And whilst we get all of those in the chat, 74 Fahrenheit. I'd need to get my converter, Patricia, to do Fahrenheit to degrees. 69 Fahrenheit. I think we are a bit warmer, actually. So in Fahrenheit, we are 88 today in London. So to help my American audience. So yeah, we're just beating Jersey. Can you believe it? Absolutely amazing. Oops, and I think my camera has gone. Oh, I'm back. All right, excellent. 60. Washington's cooled down to 84. That doesn't sound cool to me. The sun is jealous of how hot it is. Arizona, 104. So Nikki, you are winning. If it's winning to be over 100 Fahrenheit, I'm not too sure. 15 degrees, Sarah. That actually normally sounds a bit depressing, but I wouldn't mind actually to cool down. All right, excellent. Loads of answers getting in here. I am still reading, but I'm also going to start to share my screen. This one here. A cool front in Houston, Texas. 20 degrees. I always thought South Africa, I guess you guys just have the seasons back to front. So when I'm freezing, my colleagues in South Africa are putting the barbecue on, etc. So you'll get your turn pretty soon. Okay, so you should all be able to see my calendar. As we know, this is the landing page when you first log into Sendible. So right now I have an empty calendar. And for today's webinar, I'm going to be using my Mr. Dubs Instagram page. So if you're a big cat fan and dogs, it features quite heavily in Mr. Dubs. And as you can see, I only currently, as it stands, have a post tab, one for saved and one for tagged. So I don't have a videos or a reels tab, not yet, because I have yet to upload any reels to my profile. So as I go through the process today, we will see a reels tab appear in the middle here. All right, and then here's me as a little kid as well, if anyone wonders how this was made. Okay, let's head back over to our dashboard and let's start composing. So I'm going to head over to my compose box up here. And as you can see, I've already pinned my Mr. Dubs profile. So I've used the pin option here. So this will just save me some time rather than selecting Mr. Dubs. Now I want to start to create a post and then upload a video. So I'm going to say my first reel. Oops, get excited here. Okay, now I can click the paperclip and attach and find my video, my reels. So I could upload a media file here where I can browse my files. This would produce a little window, hopefully. Okay, let me close this because what I have done is I've also added some real content into my content library. So for the guys that have content libraries, you know, you can select this book icon here, head over to my content tab, and then I can filter by my Instagram reels, which I've pre-uploaded. So these are the videos which I was going to upload anyway. So you can see I have a few reels here, a few videos saved, some in vertical and some in landscaped. Let's go with this animated head one here. So as that gets added to my compose box, you will see there's an option below the video that allows me to post this video as a post. That means when it goes live, it would feature in my post area. So would post it in both areas because Instagram has made a change that any videos posted to Instagram will be considered as a video / reel. They're trying to combine these media together. However, if I wanted it to just display in the Reels tab and not in my general post area, then I could switch it over to Reels. This would guarantee it appear in my Reels tab. And then you have this option here to also share it back to your feed. So in this first example, I want to create a reel that only appears in my Reels tab, which will soon appear here once I've published my first reel. So I'm going to unselect also share in feed. Okay, so I can scroll down. No need for me to add my first comment or to add a scheduled date or queue. I want to go ahead and directly publish my post now. So I'm just going to send now. Okay, so you can see it's scheduled here, 5:07 immediately. After 60 seconds or so, that would be removed. It would live in my sent area. It would show in my sent view here. Okay, so ignore these. We're looking for the 5:07 one. So it will appear in my sent view. It will also appear in my social feed, which was that live view of that Instagram profile. So let's just head over here and see if we can find it under Mr. Dubs. There we go. Here's my first reel, the animated head. And now if I go back to my Instagram profile, let's refresh the page and keep an eye out for this new tab that I expect to appear. Jane, you're a fan of Hair Force One, my actual barbershop. Okay, so as you can see, we have a new tab called Reels. My first reel did not enter my post section because, as we know, I wanted to separate that particular post. So let's head over to Reels where we'll find an animated head. Now, something quite interesting here. Also, we have this video, which you guys might be thinking, where did this video come from? So this video was originally a video post on my post tab. So if I scroll down, you'll be able to see lots of cats and things. But if I keep going, you'll see that video over here. Now, because I've now added another video, a reel, that's created a reel tab, that's also combined my reels and my videos together. So as I mentioned before, Instagram are making an effort to no longer have this separation between reels and videos. All video content will start to live under this sort of reels / video tab. Okay, so let's do another example. So we head back over to the dashboard here. Hit the compose box. Now, Mr. Dubs will be here as expected. And now we can go back into our content library and we can head into the Instagram Reels library, and now we can take a look at this man under lights. Okay. Now we have a thumbnail option. Sarah's going to take us through those settings. So if you need to update the thumbnail shown on both the post and the reel section, we will talk you through that process as well. But now we're going to do my second reel, which will show as a post. Okay, so now we could either have post here, which would do both, or we could have reel and also feed. I'll do the post option just to show you this, and if there's a demand to see this option, let it be known in the chat, and we will have some time to do a third walkthrough as well. Okay, actually, why don't we just do a third walkthrough while we wait for that to be sent? Okay, so my third one will be, let's do the roller, the skateboarder. Okay, and we want this to be reel and feed. So this will be my third reel, and then we'll say and feed. All right, fantastic. So those last two examples, when I get back to Instagram, I expect them to be shown in my home feed and in my reels. So let's see if it's really happening. Did you guys catch the pun? Okay, just doing a refresh here. Okay, so we now have the man under lights and the skateboarders in my posts. And if I switch over to reels, I'll switch into reels now. You will see we all have these shown as reels. So everything we've done will be displayed in this sort of reels and video tab. Now, something to take note as well is the thumbnails have changed in this reel section. We have a vertical thumbnail as opposed to the posts, which have more of a square thumbnail. Okay, so we will be doing work in the back end to allow you to upload customize thumbnails to your videos. We have really sort of phase one where you can select your video frame, and the next phase of that work would be hopefully to upload a custom image. Right, so those are our new Instagram Reel options. I've heard lots of questions and chats. While we go through those chats, I will stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to invite Sarah to the webinar. Sarah, when you're ready, please join me, and we can go through some of these questions. He's a punny guy, said someone. Okay, right. So I'm just scrolling to the top. So we have Malia. So the video should be already created. I thought that not using the Instagram Reel Creator would hurt my reach. That's a good question. I'm not sure if it would affect your organic reach, but we can definitely do a bit of research, Malia, and get back to you. So anything that we can't answer today, we're going to note you down and get back to you via email. Hi, Sarah. How are you?
I'm good, Marcus. How are you doing?
Okay, you're not as hot as me. Sarah's in South Africa, so she's actually quite cooler than the rest of us.
Absolutely. So, Marcus, firstly, thank you so much for that great walkthrough. I see we have quite a few questions, and I think I'll jump right into that. So, okay, you answered Malala. Okay, so Jane asks, is there a way to assign a cover photo to a reel within Sendible? That's a good question, Jane. No, you did not miss that. That was something that I was going to go through. So at this time, due to API restrictions, so the way Sendible or third parties connect to Instagram, they don't allow you to add a custom cover. However, that is something, well, for the video, what you can do is you can actually edit the actual video and change the thumbnail. So I can show you how to do that. So it's an alternative. It's not really the same, but it's sort of like a workaround. Let me just show you how to go about doing that. So I'll just share my screen. Okay. So if we head over to the compose box over here, and let me select my Instagram business profile and just getting the video. This one over here. Okay, so what you want to do is you just want to click onto this pencil icon over here, and then you can choose a different thumbnail. So I know it's not exactly the same, but it's sort of similar. So you'll click, as you can see, it'll change over here, and then we can just click on to save, and then we can send it. So that's sort of a workaround that you can do. Let me have a look at the other questions quickly. What about text placement? So that's a great question, Malala, but at this time we don't have the ability to add any text placement in your video, but we do urge you to vote on that idea via our feature idea portal, which is feedback.sendible.com. The more votes, the better, so that would be great. Why do just a reel versus doing a post and a reel? That is a good question, Patricia. So if I'm understanding you correctly, you're trying to understand why would you have it in your post section, so also share it to your feed and not just have it going to your reel only. So the reason why we would suggest that is for greater reach, because sometimes people would maybe only be looking at the reel section, whereas if you post it in the reel and in your feed, in your post section, it'll have a greater audience.
I'll also just add on top of that as well is that lots of creators are quite sensitive on the appearance of their home grid. So it's a really good place to put your videos and your reels in a separate grid. So if you are working towards a sort of designed grid, then you can have your reels still get published, but live in a different area.
Okay, so the next question over there was which icon did I click on? So to answer that, I clicked onto this pencil icon over here. And that, just to show you again, if I click on there, oops, there we go. Then over here, you can select the thumbnail. Okay, great question, Ryan. Can you add music to a reel when posting? So with regard to that, at this time, you cannot add any trending audio. So you can use the original audio of the video, but not the trending audio. So again, we have a feature idea about that. So if you can vote on it, that'd be great, because the more votes, the better, and the quicker we can look to implement it. Megan, do you have a pre-add the music to the reel, or can you add it through Sendible? Okay, so you can't necessarily add it through Sendible. So I'm guessing you're also referring to the trending audio option. So what you do is you'd already create your video, and then your video will have the sound already, and that way you can upload it. So again, it will only use the original audio.
There's loads of questions today. There's a few in the actual questions tab now, Sarah, I think.
Okay, there's just one more from Jane over here. So it says, is there a way to tag other accounts within a reel or post as opposed to tagging them in the caption? Also, same question with collaborations. Okay, good question, Jane. At this time, sadly, we can't tag other accounts within the reel, in the post, or on the photo. But again, it is a great idea, and we have some of our other users that already submitted this via our feature ideas portal. So we will look to add those links in here, and then you can vote on it, please. I think that's all for us. Let's go to the question bar. So, okay, so I'll answer that one. Will you send us the recording? Yes, you will definitely get the recording. Will automatically be sent to you, Olivia, or to everyone at least. Answered that one. Lauren, can you select an IG reel audio when uploading. I answered that as well. And I answered Holly's. And the last one, team at Nova Routines. Where were those video examples uploaded? To your Sendible profile, Instagram draft. So I think that question's for you, Marcus. When you uploaded the videos, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just get my screen shared 1 second, and I'll can show you what happened there. Okay. Can you guys see my social feed? Yes. So I think the question was, when I was uploading my files, I clicked the paperclip. This is a way to obviously get your videos from your machine. So you can drag and drop them into this box. However, I was just trying to be a little bit prepared. So what I had done is I created some content libraries. So under content and my content, I created a new library and named it Instagram Reels. And then I kind of just done that process, but just saved that content to my library. Therefore, when I'm composing or from my library directly, I can click share and share as a plain text, find my Instagram profile, and then I can go ahead and publish as a post or a reel. So, and if you're in your compose box, what I was doing, I was clicking this book icon to reference those libraries as well. So that's where I went to collect that information. And if we've got no more questions, I just would like to show you.
We do actually.
Sorry,
Melissa.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Melissa has asked the question. She asked, can a reel be sent as a story reel and a post all at the same time? So that is a very good question, Melissa, but at this time, we don't have the ability to upload stories. Again, you can add that idea. What's already been added to our feature ideas portal, and as soon as it becomes available to us by the API, we will look and jump to have that. So at this time, you can only have it added as a reel, and then you can also share it to your feed, also to your post section. So I don't know, Marcus, if you just want to show that section on your end, how to just select the checkbox where it shows you that you can add it as a feed.
Bear with me. You will need to obviously have an Instagram profile selected for those options to appear. But here you go.
Thank you so much. Okay. That's great. Thank you so much, Marcus. And then Lauren, where can you give Sendible feedback? You mentioned a survey or something. Okay, I'm going to add that link right now. And then I'm going to add the one for the trending audio. Okay. Okay, my parcel.
Nothing changed.
Oh, that's just funny, Jade. Let's see. I know we are talking about Instagram, but can we post to Facebook stories and post at the same time yet? Okay, Melissa, sadly at this time we're not able to post to Facebook stories as yet.
Yeah, it's a bit of an API restriction there. Okay, I do have, Sarah, a little tip to share with the guys here that are still in the room. So Instagram traditionally with videos, we used to have I think it was a 3 to 60 second limit, and with reels you'll see a warning for 90 seconds, as that was the traditional rule set in place. We are aware that Instagram has sort of lifted those and extended that limit to 15 minutes. Now, it's going to be pretty difficult to upload a 15-minute video via a third party, but let me walk you through how you can kind of get around trying to share a larger video. So if I grab some files, so just bear with me for a second here. Okay, so I'm gonna add a video here, which is gonna be slightly longer than what we would normally accept. There we go. Finally. So I've just dragged and dropped that here, and you can see that it's processing. Okay, now once that processes, it's going to give me a bit of a warning on the Instagram tab. I'll you through what both of those warnings are, and then how to work around them. Sorry if my connection's a bit slow here. So this is a 3-minute video. Over on Instagram, it says there's a video length restriction. And because I have it on post, it's letting me know that the limit is between 3 and 60 seconds. Okay, so I'm going to switch it to Reels. Still not letting me send now because it says the Reels need to be between 3 and 90 seconds. Now, as discussed, we know that Instagram has recently made a change. So we are going to address this validation rule. But for you guys, as you're here, I'll give you a quick tip. Save your post as a draft because these validation rules will only kick in when you're in a new message mode. Okay? So what you can do is you can save as a draft, close, find the drafts. So if you go to publish and drafts, just give me a second. So here's my draft here, my video. Now, when I edit my draft, that validation rule is going to go away. My schedule button is now not grayed out as it was. So I can post my 3-minute video without any issues. And I'll post it as a reel and to my feed. We all know the difference between those. And that will go through. So I've kind of bypassed that validation rule. Okay. So upload your video, save as a draft, open your draft, and then you can go and publish. Now, obviously, if that video is too large, as in the file size, it will still fail to deliver and you'll get a undelivered notification. But as I've tested this beforehand, I'm pretty sure that if I go into my social feed now, I think my laptop's feeling the sun as well. It's really slowing down. But let's get into Mr. Dubs. And we will see that 3-minute video. There it is. So that's being delivered. That's going to be shown on both of my home feed and my videos tab. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you for that, Marcus. But Marcus, just to mention that loophole, it can be closed at any time. So we don't want to promise that it's going to be there all the time. So don't freak out if it disappears.
Awesome. Okay. So as I was also mentioned just at the beginning, that Instagram are kind of merging Reels. So my Reels contains all video media across my posting history. However, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and I want Sarah to show you her Instagram profile while she's in South Africa.
You can see my screen, right?
She's got a different tab.
You can see my screen? Okay. Yeah. No?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so here we go. So if you look at my test account, we can now see posts, reels, videos, etc. So at first, I thought this was like region-based, only to realize that my other South African colleagues, they don't have the video option. They only have the reel option like Marcus just showed. So it appears that Instagram is possibly rolling this out per user and not based on region. So don't worry if you see it this way. When posting from Sendible, it will still land in your reel section and won't just appear in your video section. But of course, they are looking to roll it out everywhere, and this will probably change in the near future. And there was something else that I wanted to mention, Marcus. It was with regards to Reels having the maximum bit rate of 5 Mbps. So I wanted to just show you, if you upload a video, I took a screenshot earlier today, so just to show you, if your video is larger than 5 Mbps, you will get this error when you're trying to post it as a reel. So we at Sendible, we looked and we thought we could get that updated to a larger size, only to realize that on the API documentation, it states that this bitrate cannot be increased larger than 5 Mbps, irrespective from which platform you're using. We're not able to do that at this time. So what we've been suggesting to our users is to use a free online tool, which is called freeconvert.com. And that way you can easily change the bitrate of your video, and you'd be able to post successfully to your reels.
Thank you for that. So yeah, that's quite important. I was encountering that same issue today when uploading my reels. And I found the free software online as well. Not the one you mentioned. I found one that I'll add to the chat, handbrake.fr. Guess it's a French company. So I'll just say great for is it 5 Mbps. So I just added that to the chat. So if anybody wants to bookmark that link, that's very good. Just to simply add your videos, press convert, and then you'll get the correct format for reels. All right. Thank you, sir. It's been a pleasure having you here, and everyone else. Been busier than usual. So stay tuned for our next week's webinar, which I can tell you the topic if you hang in there. So next week is managing multiple user dashboards. So it's going to be all about switching dashboards, creating different types of users. So what's the difference between an admin, a team member, and a client will feature quite heavily next week. Excellent. So if there isn't any other questions or any other people in the chat, I will let you guys go and enjoy the sun. Just
Thank you.
Checking through. I think we're okay, aren't we? Yes. Yeah. Excellent. Thanks, everyone. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Bye.
Bye now.